Hello guys, welcome back. This is Modern Man MTG here today, and today we're going to be playing Aristocrats. So what Aristocrats rather, is it's named after this card called Cartel Aristocrat and Falcon Wrath Aristocrat. So they have a sack a creature ability, and you do something, and then you pair it with cards like Blood Artist. Whenever a Blood Artist or another creature dies, target player loses a life and you gain a life. You play Blood Artist and the Cutthroat. There's no support Cutthroat. And they do basically the same thing, except for Cutthroat only counts for creatures I control. So you're playing a bunch of small value creatures, cards like Mog War Marshal, Lingering Souls, Rally the Ancestors, Doom Travelers. And you're just really trying to take advantage of the Blood Artist and the Cutthroat and just grind your opponent out. So for the sideboard, with Timely Reinforcements, we have another Lingering Souls, we have another Path to Exile, we have 2 Crumble to Dust for the Tron decks, another Scholar, 2 Fulminator Mage for the Tron's decks, a Cold Gaunt's Command just because it's a good card, 2 Slaughter Games for combo decks, and 2 Weretears. So let's go ahead and jump into the game, guys, and see how this deck plays for us out. I don't really get the chance to play much when I'm not recording videos, so I haven't got to play this deck but a couple times. If you guys have any suggestions, go ahead and let me know down below. And let's see how this deck does. I've always been interested in the aristocrat-y type of deck. I couldn't really afford it when it was in standard, the Return to Ravnica standard. So unfortunately I could never play it. But I can play it in modern. I know there's a Abzan version of the deck, but I don't have Collected Companies and I don't have Voice of Resurgence, so I can't really play that as of right now. If I get a hold of those cards, I'll probably try it. And as of for this hand, it is got 1 land and a bunch of 2 costing spells, 2 and 3 costing spells on a path. So I think we're going to mulligan. We got the namesake cards. We got some Cutthroats and a Bloodthrone Vampire, so I guess we'll keep it. So here we will play. My opponent kept 7. I will put a Bloodstained Mire on bottom, not that it matters. We'll go ahead and play the Bloodstained Mire and pass turn. Just because I don't have to go fetch a black source, obviously. My opponent plays Smoldering Marsh. You don't really see that card much in Modern. So I wonder if they're playing like a greedy land base, like those Expertise decks that have been popping up. Here we'll grab a Blood Crypt. Draw a Viscera Seer. Okay. What do I want to play here? I can play the Viscera Seer, Bloodthrone Vampire. Which one am I getting more value out of is the real question. And I think it's probably Viscera Seer. So we'll play this tapped, cast Viscera Seer, pass turn. And the reason you're playing more Bloodthrone Vampires than you are Viscera Seers is because sometimes you can just get your opponent if they don't have like a blocker or removal spell. You can just sack your entire board to deal a bunch of damage to your opponent. Opponent plays Draconic Roar. Reveal a dragon. Deals 3 damage to target creature. If you reveal a dragon, it deals 3 damage to the player. Well, my opponent's apparently playing dragons. Sack Viscera Seer to scry 1. So I don't actually know. Oh, that's interesting. They ask if you want to sack it to itself now. Huh. Must have came up with a new update. I'm glad they keep putting these fail-safes in the game to help for the misclicks. I am interested in a Mog War Marshal. I'll put it on bottom. So I really need a 4th land for me to be super interested in the War Marshal. That's what I thought. I figured it would fail to resolve because I don't have a creature in play anymore. Drew a Blood Artist. So my opponent's just dead if I get all these cards into play. Go black, white, Bloodthrone Vampire, pass turn. Opponent has a Wall of Omen. That's fine. We got a bolt. They bolted the Bloodthrone Vampire. Drew another Bloodthrone Vampire, so we'll cast it again. We're still looking really for a fourth land. That's what we really need here. Pass turn. Opponent has their fourth land for their Thunderbreak region, if that's what they want to cast. Does seem like that's what they're going to cast. Okay. I drew the fourth land, but it is not a black source, unfortunately. Here, I'll play Blood Artist just because it'll trigger if my opponent has a creature that dies. Play the Sacred Foundry tapped. Don't really want to attack into a 4/4 here. Pass the turn. What does my opponent have? They have Orator of Ojutai. Enters the battlefield. It's an additional cost to cast. You can reveal a dragon from your hand. Defender flying. Enters the battlefield to reveal a dragon card or control the dragon. You can draw a card. That card's pretty cool. It's just like another Wall of Omens, really. Interesting. My opponent has a Dragon Master Outcast as well. Hopefully they don't have a fifth land. If they don't, thankfully, we still have a chance. Here, a Mogg War Marshal would be good. Hey, look at that. We drew the Mogg War Marshal, so we'll cast a Cutthroat. Cast the Mogg War Marshal. Comes into play, I get 2 more dudes. I think we'll go ahead and attack with the Bloodthrone Vampire here, just because I wouldn't mind trading for the Dragon Master Outcast. Fortunately, my opponent does not fall for the bait. And I'll pass turn. So now with 2 of these drainy creatures in play, all of my creatures are shocks. My opponent cracks an Evolving Wilds. It's a mountain. So I'm glad I get to play against a deck like this, because every time I play against a brew, I like to point out that I know a lot of people get discouraged playing Modern because it's so pricey. But look at my opponent. He's doing perfectly fine here, and he's just playing like an old Standard deck, I think is what it is. So just keep that in mind when you're playing Modern. I mean, it's not, you can play brews and have fun with them, you know. I mean, you're not going to 5-0 leagues, but you could definitely 3-2 a league, 4-1 a league. You know, I'm playing Aristocrats. And most of my decks on my channel are going to be brews because a lot of the top tier cards are just too expensive, in my opinion. So if they get cheaper, or I hit the lottery or something, I'll probably play some more of those decks. But unfortunately, that probably won't happen anytime soon. My opponent might be dead here. Okay, so now we got to do some math. I pay 2 for the Mogg War Marshal and keep it around. And then all of my creatures become sort of pseudo-incinerates. No. Yeah, I'll pay for it. And of course, I draw a good card, or not necessarily good. Another spell that would have been all right. Here we'll cast another Cutthroat. Good card to draw right there would have been like a Rally the Ancestors. Just pass the turn and see what the opponent does. Really think I need some card draw in the deck. Playing Painful Truths. Why did my opponent get a... Oh, they only have 5 lands. Okay. So they're casting the Kolagon with Dash. That's fine. Am I dead? At the beginning, whenever a dragon you control attacks, creatures you control get +1/+1. Oh, I don't think I'm dead. I think that puts me at 1. Wait. Oh, so it stacks. Okay. Here we will pump the Bloodthrone Vampire. Let's go ahead and sack the Mogg War Marshal. Get 3 triggers from all of my Aristocrat cards. Where the Aristocrat refers to the sacking like a blood throwing vampire or something ability, not the pingers. I take 12, go to 2. Okay. I drew a path, which is good. Well, not really with a Thunder Break. Well, I guess it's not terrible. Here we will play Tidehole Scholar with its trigger on the stack, sacrifice it to Bloodthorn Vampire. Ping my opponent a bunch. Opponent doesn't get their card back no matter what because Tidehole Scholar is not in play. Opponent falls to 14. I go up to 5. I have another Thunder Break. They have Boros Charm, Kolagon. I only have 1 white source. And I can gain a hefty amount of life. So I think it's probably just Kolagon. Yeah, we'll just take another Kolagon here. Or take the Kolagon, rather. We'll attack with the Bloodthorn Vampire. Opponent decides to take it. Oh, my opponent might be dead here. So let's go ahead and just start sacking some dudes. I think that is not a smart play by the opponent to not block here. Because I do believe they're dead now. I guess they might have been dead anyways. Math is hard with this deck sometimes. Sack this guy. My opponent's probably dead unless they drew a card without me knowing about it. Yep, my opponent's dead. We're going to go ahead and jump into game 2 here. Playing against Mardu Dragons. I like Lingering Souls as a blocker. I like Tidehole Scholar. I like Path as well. I like Path better than Bolt in this matchup. I just take out a bunch of bolts here. Maybe a Doom Traveler. Yeah, let's shave a Doom Traveler or 2 Doom Travelers. Let's try it like this. Tell me what you guys think about that. If I should have cut more bolts, more Doom Travelers, let me know down below, and let's go ahead and jump right into the game. Okay, so we have 2 lands. We have a bunch of cards. Yeah, this is fine. We got turn 1 Seer, turn 2 stuff. Yeah, I mean, we're just looking for more lands with this game, really. Sorry about that. Play Mountain. Pass turn. Ooh, that's actually not a terrible draw either. Crack the Bloodstained Mire. Grab a Blood Crypt, untapped. Cast Viscerous here. Pass turn. Opponent bolts it. Okay. I got to stop F6ing my turn because I should have sacked there to scry. My fault. Opponent played a Wall of Omens. That's fine. Probably would have put that on bottom, but oh well. Play the Plains. Let's lead with the Cartel Aristocrat. Pass turn. Opponent plays a Swamp. Takes another damage from their Battlefield Forge. Cast another Wall of Omens. That's fine. Land. That is not a land, unfortunately. Here we will cast the Cutthroat. Go to combat. Well, not even really attack. I'd rather just keep it back as a blocker. I mean, it's not really going to block either, but there's no reason to attack either. Now we can just start playing these Mog War Marshals. Opponent cracks their Evolving Wilds. Gets a Plains tapped. Opponent also passes their turn. I drew a bolt, but I don't think I'm interested in bolting here. So I'll cast the Mog War Marshal. Get a trigger. Pass turn. Opponent plays another Swamp. I'm assuming the dragons are going to start coming. Is it a Kolagon? It is a destroy all non-dragons, huh? Well, I'm going to sack the Mog War Marshal. Get a token. Drain the opponent for 1. Sack a Goblin. Sack a Goblin. Sack the Cutthroat since I can't sack itself. Yeah, that's fine. Choose a color. Blue. White. Black. Red. We drew a Blood Artist, which isn't that interesting. Really just want to draw lands here. Guess we can go ahead and lead with the Blood Artist and pass turn. Opponent plays another land. Cast the Ojutai card thing. Reveals a Kolagon. Okay, so they do have the Kolagon and they have the Thunderbird. We got a Bolt for the Blood Artist. If I draw a land, or 2 lands in a row, this becomes very bad for the opponent. So I have 2 pingers in the graveyard. There's one of the lands. One of them needs to be a white source, though. Here we can play Mog War Marshal or Blood Throne Vampire. Blood Throne Vampire is better with the rally. So I think I'll just play that. Keep up white representing a path. Pass turn. Opponent casts Skyship Stalker. 4 mana, 3/3 flyer, pay red, fire breathing, pay red, gets first strike, pay red, give it haste. Seems pretty alright. Opponent's going to choose not to give it haste. Interesting. Echo. Probably not paying the Echo. Get a token. Drew a white source. Okay. That's good for us. I don't think we're dying next turn, so I think we can play the Blood Throne Vampire. And just add to my damage for next turn. Pass turn. Opponent's got a Blessed Alliance. They're going to gain 4 life. That's all right. They don't care. They go up to 16. A little more work to do. I guess I could have insta-killed them. At the end of their turn, I could have rallied. I forget that's an instant. They're going to try to Koligon me here. I'm just going to go ahead and bolt their Skyship, their dragon. Sure. Opponent attacks me for 5. I fall to 17. Opponent returns their Koligon because they dashed it. I draw a Godless Shrine. Play Godless Shrine tapped. Go to combat. Attack with Bloodthrone Vampire. Probably not going to sack my goblins here. That's fine. I just block. My opponent's end step, I'm going to rally. Wait. Turn each creature card with converted mana cost X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exiles those creatures at the beginning of my next upkeep. So I can't even really get an attack in with it, is what I'm getting out of that. Well. Huh. Keep trigger. Is it a trigger? Exile those creatures at the beginning of your next upkeep. We're going to see. I'm going to find out if it's trigger. So what I'm thinking about doing is during my upkeep, just sacking all of the Bloodthrone Vampire. Not that it'll matter. Really just want my opponent to tap out here. Opponent chooses not to. So I think if my opponent's just not going to do anything, I probably won't do anything as well, but they are doing something now. Casting their Skyship Stalker. Okay, that's fine. I can just do it during my upkeep. We're going to cast Rally here. Get all my 2-drop creatures back. I guess it doesn't get the Viscerus here. Get all the dudes back. I'm pretty sure my opponent's dead. Especially since I have double Rally. Sack a creature. Sack a War Marshal. Unfortunately, this is the only bad part about it, is clicking all these OKs. Sack another creature, sack the other War Marshal. Use Blood Artist's ability again, sack the Viscerous Seer. I should probably actually be sacking all the creatures the Viscerous Seer, if I'm honest here. Just so I can set up my deck. Sack a Goblin. My opponent's just dead here. I wonder if they're just going to make me play through it, probably. Oh, no, my opponent actually just scoops it up. Well, guys, as always, remember to like the video and comment down below. Leave me any suggestions you have for the deck down below. I'm interested in seeing what you guys have to say about the deck. Like I said, I just kind of threw it together. I just compiled some lists from over the years people played, and I just threw a list that I thought looked good together. Any play suggestions you have? I know I should have sacked the Viscerous Seer earlier in the game, the Scry one. And remember to subscribe to the channel, guys, and I hope you guys have a good night. Oh, and follow me on Twitter. And remember to send me an email with any interesting deck list you guys would like to see me play. And I hope I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye-bye.